Hey everyone, this is Brimster, and this is a puzzle called Something Amiss by Riffclown. And this is actually not just a miss, this is something pretty special. So, for the last couple of weeks, I have been hearing a buzz about, pardon me, about a new Sudoku constraint that has been being worked on by quite a number of setters. And I don't have the list of who those setters are. So I'm not going to go into it, but it had been something that I've avoided looking into too much because one of the things that was asked of me probably a couple of weeks ago now was that would I do a release on the channel when everything was ready? And I said, of course I would. So and then yesterday, my time, this will come out in a couple of days from me recording, I was sent this puzzle, which is the first puzzle I have seen with this new constraint, which is the Knightmare constraint. So thank you, Riffclown, for sending this one through. I'm assuming everything is ready, and the fact that you've submitted this means that this is all good to go. So yeah, welcome to the Knightmare constraint, a new constraint in Sudoku that quite a few setters have told me that they've been playing with, or that I've heard a fair bit of chatter about. But when people have been talking about it, I've been going, I don't want to know. I'll find out when one is submitted, and then we'll go from there. Before I get onto the puzzle, of course, might be a bit weird for this one. I've had a look at what the constraint is, and I know that the constraint checker won't work. I am using the check pencil marks features, which in Sudoku Pad to see if I'm seeing any conflicts in rows, columns, and boxes. I'm trying not to rely on it too heavily, but hopefully it will mean that I'm not just missing obvious stuff in solving. Feedback so far in the comments has been mostly that people are happy that I'm using it. A couple of people saying I shouldn't, but I will post a community poll in a couple of days, which will maybe tomorrow, where people can discuss that and vote. I also wish to welcome a new Patreon, Sealy Faye. Thank you for jumping in and supporting the channel. But really, I just want to get into this puzzle. Something Amiss by Riffclown. So how does it work? So normal Sudoku rules apply. So we do have in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. I'm going to go into the Renban lines first because we'll get into that. It's not the next rule covered, but the Renban lines these are normal Renban lines. So along these purple lines, they must contain a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order, which would mean, let's say this was a 2, then that would mean that these would have to contain, if I was to put a 6 at this end, ignoring the fact that the conflict checker is telling me that's not possible, this line would be broken because I would have to put 3, 4, and 5 on this line because this would have to be a consecutive run of digits. Now we get to the Knightmare constraint. And the way Knightmare works is cells that are a knight's move apart in chess cannot sum to 5 or 15, which would mean that if this cell, or I'll normally use this cell, but let's use this cell. This cell is a 6. Actually, no, I'm actually going to use this cell. If this cell was a digit, the sum of blue and yellow can never be 5 or 15, because if I draw a knight's move, which is 2 in one direction and 1 in another, or an L pentomino, I think it is. Yeah, pentomino? Yeah. I'm terrible with the shapes. If I draw that shape anywhere from the blue digit, I'm going to land on a yellow square, and those digits can never sum to 5 or 15. So blue and that can never sum to 5 or 15, and that is true for every cell in the grid. Very, very weird. So I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So I'm going to start with Sudoku 6, 6, which means 6 has to go into one of those two. 6, 6, 6 is in one of those 3. Now it's important to note there is no knight's move constraint on this puzzle. This was actually called out when this was submitted to me. It's like, do not get confused and think there is a knight's move constraint. The only knight constraint is Knightmare, which is the cannot sum to 5 or 15. And I have not had this tested. This was submitted by people who've been working on this constraint. So I've not sent it through to my normal testers. I am just letting that run. Now, let's think about Knightmare, actually. So, one, one, and this is a bit similar to XVXV in some way. Well, it's not similar, it's very, very different, but the logic may hold true. One can never be a knight's move away from 4, but it can never get to 15. Oh, okay, 1 through 4 can never get to 15. So 1 and 4 are going to be constrained with each other. 1 and 4 will be constrained with each other. 2 and 3 will be constrained with each other. So 2 can never be a knight's move from 3. 1 can never be a knight's move from 4. But they're the only restrictions within those digits. 5 is not restricted at all, because 5 can never sum to 5 or 15 with any Sudoku digit. I'd need 0 or 10. 6 can't sum to 5, so and 6 and above can never sum to 5, so I'm immediately working on 15. So 6 can never be a knight's move from 9, and 9 can never, and vice versa, and 7 can never be a knight's move from 8. So the only restrictions are 1 4, 2 3, 6 9, 7 8. Okay, that's weird, and I don't know how that works. But it will be very interesting to find out. So putting 5 in here doesn't actually help me that much, because 5 isn't restricted from anything. But 3 can't be a knight's move from 2. So 2 is up here somewhere, but it can't be there, because that would be a knight's move from that 2. Oh, I don't really follow this. The Knightmare doesn't seem to be doing much at the moment. Like 7's not there, but they're also the cells, like this 8 sees that cell and that cell, so that's not doing anything. 8 can't go there or there. Sorry, no, 8 can't go there, and by this 7, it can't go there or there. So that's not restricted either. There's definitely something. Like, this 1 is restricting 4, but 4 is already not in this box. This 6 is restricting 9 from those, but that still leaves lots of places for 9. Actually, it doesn't. So 9 can't go here, 9 can't go here, and because of this 6, 9 can't go here. But that still leaves 3 places for 9. I can't. I'm really not sure how to go on this one. This Renban line looks a bit weird. Like, I was thinking this can't be low, but it actually, I think it can. Because 3 could go there. Then if I put 1 on this Renban line, it's in one of those 2. Then 2 is in one of those 2. 3 is there. 4 is there. That's possible. Wow, how do you get started on this? Like, I can see that, for example, 9 sees all of those. Is there a reason that can't be 9? There is, and it's weird. So 9 can't go onto any of those. So because they all see that 9. So if I put 9 here, this becomes 9876. But if this is 9876, where do I put 6 on the line? I can't put it there, and if I put it there, those would sum to 15. So there can't be a 9 on this line. So 9 can't be here or here or here. So there's no 9 on this line. So there must be a 5. No, there doesn't have to be a 5 on this line. Because it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I put 4 on this line, it's in one of those two. If I put 3 on this line, it's there. And these are 1, 2, 4. So that becomes 4. These become 1 and 2. But I don't see a problem with that. But they could also be anything between. Maybe that line is not the place to look. Like this line, where I should have looked is this line needs to have a 5 on it. So there's a 5 in one of those two. And there's no, this is a 5. Okay. Because there has to be a 5 on this line. It's a 5-cell long Renban line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 98765. There must be a 5 on this line or something in between. We'll always have a 5. I can't put a 5 on any of those and that 5's there. This becomes a 5. Now, if there's a 5 on this line, it's in that cell right there. So there's either a 1 or a 5 on this line. So this is either 1, 2, 3, 4, or there's a 5 right there. Now, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, what is that? It's 1. There's lots of options. Well, it's not 3. So this is either 1, 2, 4, or 5. And it's not 1. So this is 2, 4, or 5. It can't be 1 because it then would be a nightmare away from 4. But on this, if there's a 7 on this line, it's there. Wow. So there's a 5 on this line as well. And it's not in that cell, that cell, that cell, or that cell, because this cell, and this cell see that 5, and this cell sees this one. So this is a 5, which puts a 5 in one of those two. So that's not a 5. 5 is now in here somewhere. If there's a 6 on this line, it's there. But if this is a 6, there's no 6 on this line, which would mean this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5. But if there's a 6 here, there's no 6 on this line, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these lines is low. There's something I am not understanding about this nightmare rule. 8 can't go there or there. But this 7 doesn't see any more than that. It's got to be this, doesn't it? So this is 2, 4, or 5. These can't go any higher than 8. If this is 2, this is 3. This is 4. Oh no, I could use 1. Ah. If this is not, this can't be 9 anymore, because if this is 9, this has to be 6, 7, 8, and I can't do that because there's a 7. So there's no 9 here. So 9 is in one of those two. So there's no, that doesn't mean there's no 9 on this line. That cell sees... There's a problem with the lines having all high or all low digits, particularly this one, because that cell sees that cell by Knightmare. I would have hoped that the first puzzle that was sent through was an intro, but this does not feel like an intro puzzle. I always like it when the puzzles that are sent through to introduce a constraint to people is something where they can go, oh, that's how the logic works. This does not feel like that. Either that or I just don't understand. So 8 can't be in those cells. 8 is in one of those, but that doesn't restrict anything. So what can this be? It can't be 1, 2, 3. It can be 4. It can't be 5, 6. It can be 7 or 8. So this is only 4, 7 or 8. Now, if this is 4, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 1, this is the 3, this is the 2, this is the 4. Hang on. This is, yeah, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and none of that is a Knightmare problem. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5, then 2 and 3 are here, 2, 3 here, 5. 5 is there, I think. Yes, 5 is there. These are 2, 3. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not seeing a problem there either. 8, 7. Now, if this is... Do I need to put a 3 on this line, I suppose is the question. Or can I put 8 on this line? Because if I put 8, where does 7 go? Well, it would be 8, 7. Couldn't put 6 on this. Hang on. So if I put 8 here... Right, if I put 8 here, this line has to go 7, 6, 5. But where do I put 7? I'd have to put 7 there, and then I can't put 6 on the line. Right. So this is not 8. Now, if this is 7, the only place I could put 6 is there. 5, 4. 7, 6, 5, 4. No, 7, 6, 5. No, and I can't do 7, 6, 5, 4 because 7, 6 would have to go there. And then I can't put 5 or 4 there. So this is actually a 4. Now 4 can't go be a knight's move away from 1. So if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This feels terrible. 4 is over here somewhere. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I've got more options though, don't I? And 3 is here. 2 could be here. 5 is there. So it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's 4, 5... if it's 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. So is this a 3 no matter what? Or can I put 7 on the line? I can't put 7 there. Why can't I put 7 there? I've got 7 off the line there. Have I made a mistake there? Or have I just been starting to pencil mark that cell? Because can't I go... Oh no, because this is the only place 5 could be. So this has to be the 3. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5. But that puts a 3 up here. I am not following this. Now, 4 can't be in any of those, but can it be? And it can't be there. This can't go down because 4 can't be there because of that 4, can't be there because of that 4, and it can't be there because of that 1. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's no 6 there or 7 there by just Sudoku. Yep, 6, 7. There's no 9 there. Okay. Now this 6 sees that, so there's no 9 there. So 9 is in one of those two. 6 is in one of those two, both of which see that. So that is not 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4, 5. Now can I do more with this? Probably, but there's not a lot of high digits seeing those cells. Well, this is the 6 now. So this is the 6. So I can take 6 out of there. This is really tricky. Is it this line now? Or is it 3 can't be there? So 3 is in one of those two. Now 3 can't be a knight's move away from 2. One of those has to be 2, doesn't it? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is not the 2. This is the 2. So this is the 1. No, that's not true. Because 2 could be there. There's the problem with too many pencil marks. But this can't be 2 because I have to put 2 on this line. So 2 is in one of those two. Which... if 2 is there, 2 is there. Which would mean 2 is in one of those two. I do not wrap my head around this yet at all. These are cool interactions, but... so this is a quad, because I've got... these are 1, 2, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6... 1, 2, 7, 8. None of which seems to be... now, if this was 8, neither of those could be 7. And 7 has to go in one of those two, so that's not 8. Now, if this is 7, this could go 6... oh, hang on, I can't put a 6 on here, so this can't be 7, 6, 5, so it'd be 7, 8, 9, and this would be broken. This is not 7. This is 1 or 2. There has to be a 3 on this line. So it's 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. So this is either... so there's no 5 on this line. 5 I can't get down to 2. So this is the 5. And these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this can't be a 2. And there must be a 2 and a 3 on this line. This can't be the 2. Because it's a nightmare away from that. This can't be a 1. This is a 3 or a 4. So it's either 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4. Could this still be anything? 1, 2, yeah, it could. This is a 1-2 pair now. So I take 1-2 out of there. This becomes 7-8. This is nuts. So 1 can't be here, and it can't be here because it'd be a knight move from that 4. So 1 is in one of those two. It, I don't think you can use, because it really feels like you can't use Knightmare until you've got like a fixed digit. Because, for example, it doesn't do anything here. Like 3 is down here somewhere. It's not there. But that's... So it's got to be something with these Renbans I'm missing. Oh, this... But there is a 2 on this Renban, so this has to be a 1, right? Because if that's the 2, that's a 1. And if that's a 2, that's a 1. This has to be a 1, which means this is the 2, which means this is 2, 3, 4, 5, which means this is not 1, this is 2. I did cover that earlier. And it's good that it's not the red pencil marks that's giving me this. There's no 4 on this now, so this is 2 and 3. I've got to put a 4 in here. Now, I can't put it a knight's move away from the 1. 3 comes out of here, so this is the 3. 4 is in here. 1 is in here. And 1 can't be there, so 1 is in one of those two. This is a quad. I'm going to mark this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, okay, that actually could be important, but I'm going to mark it anyway. So 4, 6, 7, 9, and 4 comes out of there. This also can't be 6. And I forgot to mark the 6, 7, 9 in there. Now, 4 couldn't be here. Now, 7 can't be there. Whoops, I marked the wrong one. 7 can't be there because it would be a knight's move away from the 8. 9 can't be there because it would be a knight's move away from the 6. 9 is in one of those two, but that doesn't do anything to that cell. You keep wanting to use normal knight's move, but you don't have the Sudoku constraint. This is a quad, which is 1, 4, 7, 9. And there's no 7 there. Well, this can't be a 9. Now, 8 is in one of those two, but that means that can't be 7. And this can't be 1, so this is 4 or 9. Can't be 1 because of that 4. Now this is 7 or 9. So 7, 6, 5, 4. This could, in order for this to be a 4, I'd have to put a 5 in here. I can't put a 5 on this line. I can't put a 5 on this line, and this is high. This is not low. This is a 6, 7, 8, 9 line. And there's no 8 there. There's no 7 there. Where does the 8 on this line go? It goes there, which means that's not 7. This is 6, 9. 7 has to be in one of those two. I'm going to unmark the 6s because they're a lot less interesting. Now, 8 goes there, which means not as much as I might think. I can't put 4 there, so where does 4 go in this column? It must go there. This becomes 7, 8, 9 because this is a 6, 7, 8, 9 missing in the column. And that sees nothing. These are also 7, 8, 9. That sees a 6, so that's not the 9. So the 9 is up here. So the 9 is in here, but the 9 can't be a knight's move away from the 6. If that's, and that can't be the 9. Oh, hang on. So there's no 9 here, and the 9 can't be there. So this is now the 9. I covered that earlier. So this is now a quad, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 2 or 4 there. So this is 1, 3, and there's no 1, 3 here. This is 2, 4. And that can't be a 2. That's a 4, that's a 2. And the 1, 3, if that's seeing anything, I'm not. So 5, 4, I can't go above 7. So I could put a 6 on this line maybe, if it goes in one of those. But then now 6, 5, 4, there must be a 3 and a 2 on this line. Now the 2 can't go there, the 3 can't go there. So it's either 1, 2, 3. These are from 1, 2, 3, and 6. So I can take the 6 out of there, the 3 out of there, and the 2 out of there. That's all they can be. Now, this 4 means this is not 1. Sorry, everyone, just got called away for a family emergency. They're still going on. So, had just been looking at box 4, I think. Yes, had just been eliminating digits in box 4. Eliminated a 1 from there because of the 4. That's right, Knightmare. Okay, so that 3 does not see that. So this is a quad. So these are 1, 5, 7, and 8. And I can't put 5 in any of those. So this is a 5. Well, that's useful. There's no 5 in those. So this is not a 5, and this is a 5. 1, 7, 8. Not sure that that does anything. Now, if that's an... I'm really not sure that does anything. Hang on, there's a 9 on this Renban line here. So that's a 4. So this is a 1 and this is a 7. So this is the 9, this is the 6, and this is the 7. And that's all because of the fact that 9 has to go on this Renban. This is now the 8, 9, which means this is the 7. Does that do anything? Not really. Like, I'm not seeing either a 7, an 8, or a 9 hit those. This is not a 7, that's an 8 or a 9. There's no 7 there. This isn't a 9 or a 6. This is a 7. So 7 is in one of those two. This is not a 1. This is not a 1 because that's a 4. So this is actually a 2, 3, 6 triple. The 7 looks up, making this 8 and this 7. So what are these for? I've got 2, 3, 6. So I need 1, 4, 8, and 9. Well, 8 in this box has to go there. So these are 1, 4, and 9. 1, 4, 9. Oh, well, there's... Okay, so this is the 4, this is the 9, and this is the 1. The 9 looks over, making this 8 and this 9. The 1 looks up, making this 3 and this 1. The 8 has made this 9. This is not... Whoops, not 9. 7, 8 pair. This is not 1. This is a 7, 8 pair. Do they interact with that in any way? If this is a 7, this is a 7, and they don't sum to 15, so that's fine. It's very weird how that works. Now, 3 can't be a knight's move from 2, and 6 can't be a knight move from 9. So that 9 sees that. That's the 3, that's the 2, that's the 6. 1, this is a 2. The cool thing about this is once you get a bunch of digits, it seems a bit like a knight's move puzzle. You seem to get a lot more. So these are 6 and 9. And there's a 6 there, so that's the 9 and that's the 6. This is a triple, which is 1, 3, and 4. No, 1, 3, and 4, which still makes this the 1, this the 3, and this the 4. This is a pair, which is 1 and 3, and there's a 3 up there, 1 and 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's a 2 up there, so this is the 6 and this is the 2. And this is a triple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 7, 8, 9 triple. There's no 7 there and there's no 9 there. And that matches the pencil marks I kind of already had. Now this 6 means that this is not the 9. So this is a 7, 8 pair. This is the 9. 7, 8 pair is not seen by anything I'm seeing, but it gives me a 7, 8 pair in the column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 2, 9 pair. And there's both 2s and 9s looking at it. So this is the 9, this is the 2. Not doing much. So let's look at these pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that 3 is telling me this is the 3 and this is the 4. In this row, I need 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 8 go in those. 1 and 8. That 4 sees that 1. So that's the 8 and that's the 1. So that's the 1. This is not the 1. The 8 looks down. That can't be a 7 because if it is, those would sum to 15. So that's the 8, that's the 7, which looks up making that the 7 and that the 8, which looks across making that the 7 and that the 8. And this box just needs a 6. And that is the end of Something Amiss by Riffclown. The break into that was really hard, and I don't know if it was just that I was trying to wrap my head around the way the Knightmare constraint works, or if it was actually a harder puzzle than I normally like to get for an intro. Possibly that I missed something, but it's an interesting constraint, and I quite like it. I do like the concept of using the Knight's Move constraint, but not just for same digits. And I really look forward to seeing more happen with that. I do want to see more with this happening. I'd like to see a couple of easier, but I'd like an easier puzzle for one of these to try and to help me wrap my head around it a little bit more. But that was very, very cool. Yeah, I can understand why so many people have been working on this. Very nice. Thank you for submitting it. I hope you enjoy the puzzle and the constraint. A lot of the setters do hang out on the Puzzle Plaza in the Bremster discussion channel. So if you wish to provide feedback, either the comments or on the Discord is a good place to do it. Thank you everyone for watching. Check out the other content. I do now try and provide links to the other playlists on my channel. There's a bunch of playlists with unlisted content, though I am planning on releasing some of that content as videos just before my puzzle videos go live, maybe a couple of times a week. So if you start seeing things that are a little bit different on the channel and they're not for you, don't worry. It's not that the puzzles are going away. It's just that there's other stuff that I'm doing for a bit of relaxing fun for myself, and I may as well release it. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.